Welcome back to Dianne Yoga. I'm going to talk about a very important part of the body that is the basis for all our movement, called the core. We often, as I say quite often, have lengthened spines, long, weak muscles in the back, foreshortened front muscles, tight abs, making a combination of lots of imbalance for the spine to maintain its natural curve and keep you comfortable and pain-free. So what we want to do is make sure we take our movements from the core, all of them, if you can bring that awareness to your mind at any given moment in any task. So when you actually have the ability to focus energy and activate energy and channel energy in your body, think about it. You can engage the quad and you can feel that energy there. When you engage that quad, you might feel something else engaged. The shoulder moves forward just a little bit. So the quad can lift the leg, engaging that. Bringing that back down, you can now think about engaging the low belly and then lifting the leg from the core, not from that leg muscle, overburdening it. A nice strong core will automatically tap into the assist of that action when it's toned and healthy and strong and you're aware of it. So we are here to raise our awareness and breathe through some wonderful core strengthening exercises together. Just a few goes a long way, a few times a week. So it involves a yoga block placed between your thighs. Scooting a little bit to the edge of a chair. We're going to get our mountain pose on in a seat. I talk about mountain pose a lot because every pose should almost begin from this foundation. You have your feet flat, you have your shoulders back right over your hips. So that already is involving the core. By bringing the shoulders back, you're lengthening. You want to soften the front body almost a little bit so we can get the back body stronger. You can float your hands down by the side of the chair, hanging on to the legs or the seat, just to allow yourself to feel a nice, straight, strong, seated mountain. Just come into your breath and picture the sit bones, rooting down on the exhale. Bring the shoulders up and around and draw them gently behind you. Again, probably opening the front body you feel. And the belly engaging just to assist that. There's three parts of the core to talk about. The low belly drawn up and in is the front part. The pelvic floor drawn gently in is the lower part, very important for stability in all movement. And the back. The back becomes involved when you simply increase the length of the spine and gently draw the shoulders back. You can feel those muscles engage. So those three areas form the core. The top of the core is the diaphragm. That happens while we're breathing in every breath. So once again, just come in contact with your seated mountain pose. Gently squeeze the block and make sure your feet are flat. And right underneath your knees. I'm a big one for alignment. So shoulders back, gently squeeze the block and bring your attention to the low belly drawn in, the perineum, pelvic floor gently lifted, and the low back lengthened. Feel the engagement of the core. So you're not leaning on the chair, you're not leaning forward with our long muscles, even though they're more comfortable to do so at times of weakness. Squeezing the block, we're going to add to this. Keep your mind on that core. Keep the awareness on those three areas just gently drawn together. And inhale. That's what yoga is all about, the breathing. We're going to inhale and simply take our left foot and press the big toe and heel into the mat and then lift the right foot, hovering it. Flex the toes and hover that right foot, squeezing the block all the while, shoulders back. So the right foot is hovering. We're breathing big and purposeful. We're not holding our breath. The block is being gently squeezed. Our low belly, our long spine. Keeping that foot hovered. We're going to exhale and release that foot down and come into a more neutral position. Not losing the block, but taking the time. Maybe it's more comfortable for you to squeeze it this way. So again, seated mountain begins it. Squeeze the block. Press the right foot into the mat and inhale, pelvic floor, belly in, long spine, and hover that left foot over the mat. Pulling all three of those things in and breathe. Use your hands if you need to for assist, shoulders back. Feel the block squeezing, the foot hovering. 3 breaths, 1 more. You may find some shaking and baking and quaking of those legs, but just breathe. Exhale, gently release that foot back down. We're going to move on and add to it. So once again, mountain. Inhaling, squeezing the block, engaging those 3 areas. We're talking about, and hover that foot. Squeeze the shoulders gently together and bring the arms out to the side. Just open the palms. Extend the energy away from the heart center and breathe. Squeeze the block. Keep that foot hovered. Keep the opposite foot pressed. How's the pelvic floor? How's the low belly? On the last breath, we're going to bring those arms up. Squeezing the block and then gently floating the arms back down, releasing the foot back to the mat and relaxing forward in neutral. Really brings up the energy here, doesn't it? Other side. Find your hands where you like them. Shoulders back. Inhale. Right foot presses. We can do this. Hover the left foot. Flex the toes. Shoulders back. Engage everything. You bet you just got a little bit taller as we reach the arms out once again. Feel the energy emanating from the heart center, equal and opposite directions. Squeeze the block. Inhale. Really squeeze that block once again. Press that right foot into the mat. Hover the left foot. We're going to bring the arms up. Exhale. At the end of that exhale, we're going to float the arms down. Release that block. Release that grip and drop the foot, coming forward into neutral. So one more to add to it. Taking our hands onto the bottom of the chair, someplace stable where our arms are long. Shoulders back. We're going to squeeze the block here, leave the heels on the mat, and just gently bring the toes towards the sky. Take your shoulders back. Press your hands perhaps into the mat on the seat of your chair. And pull up those 3 areas of concentration in the core. Low belly, pelvic floor, lengthen the spine, shoulders back, and we're going to just lift the thighs up towards the sky while we're squeezing the block. Now both heels are hovering off the mat or off the rug. Inhale, squeeze the block, pull the belly in, long, long spine, shoulders back, stay tall. And then we exhale, drop the feet down, gently release that block. We're going to open the front body. So cross the thumbs and lift up and over. If that's not available to you, just open the front body, arching the back, opening the sternum and the windpipe and the chin. And then we're going to exhale, round forward, crossing the arms. Inhale once again, open the front body, arch the back a bit here. And exhale once again, hug yourself. This time we're going to inhale, open the arms wide. In the last pose, to take your right arm on the mat and lift the left arm up and over. Feel some length in the whole side body here. Breathing, relaxing the shoulder away from the ears. Just reach and root down the sit bone, opposite side. Inhale, expand. If that shoulder comes up, bring the shoulder back down. Keep the reach. Root the right sit bone down. Inhale. Exhale, back to center. And one more big inhale, arms up. And exhale, float those hands to heart center. Perhaps you feel a little extra energy in the core area and in the back area. Taking a couple of big quieting breaths here. Drawing your attention to the core, relaxing in those areas we've had activated. The highest in me honors the highest in you. Namaste. I thank you, and your core thanks you.